Hi, I'm Abby McHugh-Griffa, Executive Director of the Climate Solutions Accelerator, with a few quick updates for you, beginning with a status check on our collective impact work. So thank you to everyone who completed our recent visioning survey and to those who attended our baseline assessment presentation. If you missed the baseline presentation, it is recorded and you might want to check that out because it really is a foundational piece of information that will inform the work that our organization is doing and the work that the region is doing to address climate change moving forward. And so what that is, it identifies where our current sources of greenhouse gas emissions are coming from. And of course, by knowing that, we can think about what solutions correspond to reduce those emissions. But in addition to that, hard data about emission sources, we are also gathering information about community needs and priorities. So, for example, in that visioning survey. And that's important because what we want to know is both, where do this greenhouse gas emissions reduction opportunities intersect with community needs and concerns, and how can we address both at the same time? And fortunately, there are many ways to do that. But we need to understand both to identify those solutions that are going to meet our community's needs. And I wanted to share a quick story about an interaction we had recently with the Monroe County Climate Action Plan Committee. There are a few municipalities locally that have climate action plans, and there are a few, not very many, that are in the process of developing those climate action plans. So one gentleman on Monroe County's committee expressed concerns about this broader regional approach and about Monroe County's ability to kind of sign on and be part of that. And what he said was, Monroe County is going to do what's best for Monroe County. And while I appreciate and understand that, we are firmly of the belief that what's best for the region and even the state and the nation and probably the globe is what's best for Monroe County. And so being able to clearly articulate that is, I think, something we're going to have to do better. But, for those who aren't aware, I just wanted to share that our vision, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish as an organization, is to create a thriving region on a healthy planet that is achieved through bold systemic climate solutions that promote prosperity and security for all. And again, there's lots of opportunity for that, thinking about where these climate solutions intersect with community needs and concerns. And given historically how, municipalities pitting themselves against each other, for example, for development projects or, just kind of planning efforts in general, has really undermined, environmental sustainability priorities, we really see that need to get municipalities working together on board, thinking of their interests as shared and their priorities as shared. So I'm going to invite all of you, kind of as you're talking to your neighbors, your family, and of course your elected leaders, to be promoting that idea of regional cohesion and unity as this needs to be a collaborative effort that we're all getting behind together instead of thinking about it as competing for resources and, what's best for you is not good for me and all that. Historically hasn't worked. I don't think it's going to work now. And so this regional approach is what we're shooting for and would love your support and the support of your elected leaders as well. Speaking of support from elected leaders, right now at New York State, it's the end of the legislative session, and we are just awash in requests to make phone calls for this bill and phone calls for this bill and send emails for this. And, I got to say, sometimes I feel exhausted, but I make the phone calls anyway, because it's important. And really, this is that critical, final week, really, where legislation either will move forward and get passed or it won't. We've got in the newsletter that's going out some specific suggestions for bills that we'd love for you to make some calls to support. But there are a lot of different pieces of climate legislation that we need to be moving forward. And the advocacy of concerned citizens is really what's going to make it happen. So please pick up the phone, write those emails. I know it's exhausting, but it's important. Also, hey, my house today, nice and cool. And the reason why is because we have air conditioning for the first time ever, thanks to the heat pump system. We have a geothermal system in my house The first time in my life I've had air conditioning, and I gotta say, it's really nice. So if you're feeling hot and sweaty and are ready to make that switch to clean heating and cooling, please do sign up for Heat Smart Monroe. Reach out to Matt Corona, our staff person, who can help kind of talk you through it, understand your options. Even if you're not ready to go for the heat pump system, you can get your house heat pump ready, right? Because you really need that tight building envelope, and there are some great incentives available at the state level to help you make that happen. And really no time like the present. And let's see, was there one more thing I wanted to say? Nothing terribly critically important other than thank you for your support. Thank you for making those phone calls. Thank you for filling out those surveys. We will be sending out more surveys, having focus groups, having other presentations about this collective work, impact work. And we really do need and want that public engagement and to understand what it is that's going to make for that thriving region and a healthy planet, in your opinion. So please weigh in. It's important. And take care.